Hello my dear class 10 students, how are you all? I hope you are doing amazing and your preparation is going really well for your upcoming science exam. This is your Ekta ma'am here. So my dear students, most students lose marks around 10 to 15 marks in their exam because of these silly mistakes, these silly but common mistakes. Yes, most 99% students do these kind of mistakes in their boards. So what I want you to do, I do not want you to repeat those mistakes. So that's why I made this video for you specially so that you do not lose those marks. Okay, because every mark is precious, because you have worked hard throughout the year and you deserve that. Okay, so let's start. What is the first mistake? So first mistake, they do not make reaction formula or diagram sheets. So for chemistry you need reaction sheet because you have so many reactions, right? And you get confused so many times that ma'am, so many reactions are there, which are important, which are not important. Then physics formulas are there for lenses, mirrors, resistance, current, right? All these formulas are there. And then you have for biology so many diagrams, ma'am, which is important. Which should I do? I do not remember. Ma'am, I do not know which to draw, how to draw it. Okay, do not worry, I have got you covered. I have made a PDF. We all teachers have made a combined PDF which has all the important reactions, all the important physics formula, and all the important biology diagrams with notes. Okay, so you can download it in the description of this video. Just go download it. You do not need to worry anymore. But what most students do, they do not make that. Okay, and they go straight watching. They start to read the chapters again, start from NCERT. At this time, touching NCERT is a very bad thing. If you are touching it for the first time, if you have revised it, if you have learned it from the beginning, you know, okay, then it's okay. But if you are studying it for the first time from NCERT now, do not start. Okay, that is the worst thing you can do to yourself. Okay, next, they watch videos now. Okay, now you don't have the time, my dear students. I know that, because these will be very time consuming. When do you get the time to practice? When do you get the time to revise? At this time, remembering revision is very important. Remember that revision is very, very important. Okay, if you learn everything from scratch now, that is not going to work. But a smart revision will help you in long term. Okay, next, what you should have a reaction sheet for chemistry, a formula sheet for physics, and a diagram sheet for biology. Okay, do not worry, I got you covered again. It's in the description. Download it. It's totally free. Okay, now the second mistake what most students do, they make diagrams very beautifully, my dear students. See, they had made diagrams so beautifully, but they do not label it. They do not label it. If they label it, they label it incorrectly. Arrows are not pointing correctly. Okay, the part that you intend to see, saw the examiner, that is not completely highlighted here, and it is not the correct arrow. Okay, so these are the mistakes that most students do. What you should do, you should properly make a diagram first. Clear? Okay, no need not be Picasso. You can make any diagram. Okay, if you are bad, just make it in such a way that the examiner understands it, and use a pencil, neatly draw it, and then clearly label everything. Clearly label. This is parent hydro, this is budding process, this is fully grown bird. Okay, so for like this, the diagram is not that fancy and all. What they have drawn it neatly, and they have properly used the arrows and labels, my dear students. So do not remember that. Do not do that mistake. Even if you draw very beautifully, but if you do not label your diagram correctly, if you do not arrow it properly, all marks are lost. You are not getting complete marks for that diagram. Okay. Next mistake is poor sectioning and presentation. From this year onwards, CBSE has changed the pattern a little bit. Okay, you have 3 sections: section A biology, section B chemistry, section C physics. Okay, you need to cover each section. Okay, so by that what they means, if you start your section A, finish all the questions of section A, then move on to section B or C. Okay, whichever you prefer. What most students do, they start with section A, then they forget some questions, they do not remember, they do not know the answer of the long answer type question, let's say. So what they do, they start the section B, and then after that they remember, oh, I can attempt them now, so they start section A again. That is a mistake, my dear students. You are not going to get proper marks for that. CBSE is going to deduct your marks even if you write your answer correctly. Yes, it is not about correct writing all the time. It is about properly organizing your paper. So how do you properly organize it, properly section it? So what you should do, whichever is your strongest section, start with that. If maybe it's biology, it's chemistry, physics, whatever it is, start with that section. Then after that, even if you do not remember the answer of some questions, leave some space. Leave some space. That is totally okay. Okay. And then start your next section. Okay. Then finish all the question of that section and then move on to the next section. Okay. And if you remember the answer to those questions, then go back to that section, the space that you have left, write the answers there. Okay, that is what you should do. What most students do, they write answer continuously. So they started whatever they remember, they are writing it without properly sectioning it. They do not even write section A. You should clearly mention section A, section B, section C. Okay, they do not space it, bullet points. Okay, for bullet point, one thing I need to tell you. For 3 marker questions, you need to write 3 to 4 bullet points. For 5 marker question, you need to write 5 to 6 bullet points. That is very important, okay? Because what most students do, they write in paragraphs. Paragraphs is not going to score you marks unless it is mentioned. Unless it is written, you have to write a small note. Do not write paragraphs, okay? Write in bullet points. For 3 marker, write 3 to 4 bullet points. For 5 marker, write 5 to 6 bullet points. And underline keywords with a pencil. Underline the important keywords that you want your examiner to see. The NCERT keywords, okay? Underline them with pencil. Okay. The next mistake that most students do is they do not practice answer writing. Yes, they think, I know the answer, I will be able to write them in the exam, no? But no, that doesn't work out great. Why? Because you did not sit down for 3 hours and jot your answers like you are doing in exam. You do not know how to, you know the answer. I know that, you know the answer, you have the knowledge, but you do not know how to write that knowledge, how to write that correctly in an answer sheet, how to organize your thoughts in an answer sheet, because it is the first time you're writing there only. You're not doing any preparation or anything. You're just going straight to the battlefield and you're fighting straight on. No training, nothing else. So my soldier, you are going to fall. Do not do that mistake. For now, we have really less time, so start with mock test. At least sit down and do 1 or 2 mock paper before going for your actual science exam. Okay, and again follow this, write definition, points, diagrams, equation, practice now. Diagram, properly label it now. Okay, any points that you want to, bullet points you are making, just clearly label them, clearly indicate that this is the bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then keywords, underline them with a pencil. That is very, very important. Okay, so yes, answer writing is very important, and paper presentation also, because as bad as it is, 80% it is your knowledge and 20% it is that answer presentation and answer writing. How do you present your answer? That is very, very important. Okay. For the same question, one student will get 60 and the other will, one student will get 5 marks and the other will get 6, or one will get 3 marks and other will get 5 for the same 5 marker question. Why the difference? Because of the answer presentation. Okay. So remember these points. Do not do these silly mistakes. Okay. Mistake 5 is poor time management. Every student is given 3 hours, but some utilize those 3 hours. They even have some revision time left. But what most students do, they start writing the exam straight away, and then even at the end of the 3 hours, they will just still snatching their paper from the teacher that, ma'am, I have to complete it. Something is, this question is left. Please let me write it. Do not do that. What you should do, you should properly manage your time. How you should do it? Start with your strongest section. You are given 15 minutes reading time, right? In that 15 minutes reading time, scan the paper. See, this section I'm comfortable in. Let's say I'm comfortable in physics. So I'll start with physics first, okay? And properly manage it means each section should be given approx 50 to 55 minutes, okay? You should have a watch, an analog watch is allowed, right? Or if not, you have a clock in the classroom only, right? You see it and you set the timer that I am starting my physics section right now. In 50 to 55 minutes, I'll write everything that I know. I'll write all the answers in a sequential manner, okay? Start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to write, okay? And then after 50-55 minutes, even if you do not say there are 13 questions you need to answer, but you answered only 11 questions, 2 questions are left and 55 minutes has already been gone. So what you can do, you leave the space for those 2 questions and start your next section, so that if you finish it on time, you will be, in the end, if you follow this, you will be having time, 20-30 minutes you will be having, right? In that time, you can attempt those questions, okay? So always plan it in such a way that you complete all your sections on time and you have some time to revise also, because revision is very important. If revision will help you check if you have written something wrong, if you had done the question numbering wrong, if you did not underline it properly. Every mistake will be visible in this last 15 minutes. Spare that time. This is mandatory. You need the 15-minute revision time, minimum 15 minutes, okay, 10 to 15 minutes. So start with your strongest section, and then each section should be given 50 to 55 minutes, okay, not more than that, not less than that, okay. If you have crossed that limit for one section, move on to the next section, complete it, then move on to the next section, complete it. You will be having some time left. In that time, do the question that you left in all the sections, and then after that leave 10 minutes for revision, solely for revision, okay. And just a quick recap what mistakes I talked about. What most students, they do not make reaction formula or diagram sheet, but you do not need to worry. It is in the description. You do not need to make it now. It is there. You can download it and you can revise from there only. They do not do answer writing practice. Yes, sit down, do some mocks right now. Poor diagram labeling, making the diagram correctly but not labeling it correctly is equal to not diagram at all. You are not getting any marks for that. Bad answer presentation. Yes, answer presentation is very important. The way you represent your answer, proper sections, keywords underlined, okay, that matters a lot. Yes. No time plan, okay, when you do not manage your time accordingly, the 3 hours, you are given the 3 hours only, right? Those 3 hours should be managed smartly, okay? So if you do not manage it smartly, you are going to lose marks, okay? So do not do those mistakes for your upcoming board exams. Now, my dear students, just a quick thing before leaving. After 10th, what are you planning to do with your career? JEE, NEET, KCT, if you are preparing for those, check out our offline centers. We have excellent results. These are all our toppers for JEE mains. So check out Diksha, Vedantu and Diksha's offline centers, okay? And yes, do not worry. Last thing, in board exams, it is hard work, definitely, but how smartly you represent your answer, that also matters, okay? So yes, we are working hardly, but there is a integrated part, which is smart work is also there. So if you work smartly, if you learn from other people's mistakes and do not repeat them, trust me, that is gonna make a difference in your upcoming boards, in your upcoming science exam, okay? Rest, I believe in you. You got this. All the best for your boards.